It's about damn time. Ah yes, ladies and gentlemen, we finally come to the PS2 era of this game, and yes, it is about damn time that I actually posted something on his channel. I wouldn't want it to be dormant for God's sakes, but I'm always focused on the other channel. I keep forgetting, oh yeah, I have two. But enough about that. This cutscene alone, right here, got me hyped. And believe it or not, I actually saw this cutscene in Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires. That's what got me to buy 5 and 5 Xtreme Legends. Well, that and also carrying over items and creator officers into Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires. But mostly this cutscene right here. Because, let's be honest folks, that cutscene not only is one of the best debuts in Dynasty Warriors history, as it was a debut of Cao Pi, but that was one of the coolest moments of Zhao Yun, despite what history has to say about him. And also they had characters that made their debuts as well, some of which, if Episode 6 is anything to go by, are MIA until Dynasty Warriors 7. Now, again, through Empires, I found this game out. Because, again, I love the Empires game, and I bought 5 Empires before, 5 and 5 Xtreme Legends. But needless to say, once I bought 5 and 5 Xtreme Legends, I was actually just amazed at how not only the cutscenes were, but also the gameplay. Granted, this game has its faults and a lot of missed opportunities, which in my opinion is pretty much a personal nitpick on my part. But there are some legitimate cons, there are some legitimate pros, and needless to say, this is again my favorite game in the series, and it's right next to 7 and 4. So with that, as Ling Tong and Gan Ning literally brings the house down and practically destroys an entire mountain in the process, so too as we start the review of Dynasty Warriors 5 Xtreme Legends. Let's go! As with the majority of the PS2 era, exclusivity will be the biggest problem of Dynasty Warriors 5. But if you're playing on the Xbox 360 and the Xbox in North America, half of the game is gone! If you're playing the Xbox 360 in Japan, that's okay, because at least you got Xtreme Legends. You also have it for PC in Japan, and PS2 have it as well. But even with or without exclusivity, most of the stages in this game are the Nonmans and Yellow Turbans. At least a total combined of like 20% of the stages? Seriously, you do not need all those damn Nonman stages. There are 5 Nonman stages in the game. Why? You could have made room for something else. Say like the Jin Kingdom. You could have finished the fight. But no. You have to put all those damn Nonmans there. And also the Lu Bu stages too. Jeez, lack of variety definitely hurts. And the Legends mode is just as bad. I mean, you may be locked with a majority of the characters that they so recommended, You might be good with some of these characters, and you might suck with these characters. God forbid that they're underleveled. And oh wait, there's actually a non-min level here in this game. Yeah, 6 non-min levels. You seriously could not put Jin in this game? I mean, you have Liu Chen as a unique NPC. Why couldn't you put Jin in the game, Koei? And then there's Destiny mode, ladies and gentlemen. Where do I begin with this? The fact that Xbox Classic and Xbox 360 in North America is SOL from this. Everyone who do get it will have the not so thrilling privilege of having to deal with RNG, where the game will randomly give you objectives, and more importantly, the game will randomly throw you in certain areas, and the game will also randomly force you to defect from the person that you are being a guide to or student under, and you'll end up either learning the new teacher's weapon or your current teacher's weapon. In a defection plan, you'll be forced to do that, and you cannot win Destiny mode with the default sword because the game will not allow you to do that. It'll be like you failed. And more importantly, while I am on the subject, this is also where you're going to get all the armor for your edit characters, so that way they won't be stuck in their default armor. But that means you'll have to do things above and beyond the Call of Duty in Destiny mode in order for you to get the creative character. And speaking of which, all of the edit weapons are gone except for the broadsword and rapier, so there's no edit sword, no edit pike, and no edit spear. They could have just made some animations for the pike, spear, and sword that's different from anyone else. They did so for the generic characters. Why couldn't they do it for the edit characters? Yeah, that was really a dumb decision that they did on this part. And unlike 4, your weapons are stuck at level 4, and levels 1 through 3 are random depending on the star difficulty of the stage. So too are the bodyguards. They're C through S depending on the star difficulty of the stage. Then you have to deal with the fact that swords, shields, dim sum, and Musou wine made their return. While dim sum and Musou wine are in conspicuous places in the stage, swords and shields vary between difficulties. So yeah, you're going to be grinding. And on top of the fact you're grinding from 20 all the way to max. Yeah, that's a lot of unnecessary grinding, but not as bad as Dynasty Warriors 8 in Ambition mode. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I think that'll be enough for the cons as far as I'm concerned. On to the pros, shall we? Difficulty actually matters. And let's be honest, folks, the fact that all of these spoils will only improve with the difficulty, that just means that you're going to have to work hard in order to do so. But thankfully, the game will incentivize you to play hard, because they will actually give you things that will get you items like, for instance, the red hair harness, which of course you have to complete a requirement in hard or chaos. You can end up getting yourself either one of those gems, but more importantly, you have these scrolls. And this is the new thing that is available for Dynasty Warriors 5 Xtreme Legends. And those scrolls can either A, power up your character to the max, or B, power up your weapons, so long as you have enough scrolls to do so. And on top of that, power up the attribute of your weapons and the power of your weapons. Doesn't matter what level you put it on, but a word of warning for wise, level 3 and level 4 weapons would be the only thing you'd focus on if you are going to use those scrolls. And particularly put some money on, well, some scrolls on yourself. New to the Dynasty Warriors series, as of this game, is the base system from Dynasty Warriors 4. This is the first game that actually, well, first non-Empires game that actually had it and carried it over to 6 and to an extent 7 and 8, and it ended up being a primary focus on Dynasty Warriors 9. But in this one, this basically makes all those bases stop firing catapults at you. It'll sometimes have your bases give you items, but more importantly, it'll even give you things like Musou Rage, or it'll give you sword shields, and to the extent it'll actually give you some other buffs as well. And of course, the edit characters. And needless to say, the music is actually pretty damn good too, especially with the track that you're listening to. But the edit character actually does have a good side, despite Destiny mode being one of the downsides. The edit character will not only be able to gain a level 4 for its weapon, but all the level 4s for the Musou characters, provided you actually share a weapon with them. So that will save you the trouble of having to go through that with that Musou character. And not to mention, Evo Stones make their appearance. I should have mentioned that, but it is going to replace your announce. But at the same time, you don't have to worry about getting your ass kicked in order to get true Musou. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I would definitely take this time to go to the rating. Before we do go to the rating, this is the first game where Omega Force Takeover, barring pronunciations, they did a good job. Dynasty Warriors 5 Xtreme Legends will get an astonishing. Yeah, it would have gotten an RV-tastic had it not been for the stage variety and the exclusivity cutting the game in half for the Xbox and Xbox 360, let alone the RNG and the grinding. The weapons being maxed on level 4 is kind of a nitpick, but at the exact same time, everything else outside of the game is pretty good, for the most part. Still, they had a lot of missed opportunities, and the stage variety is one of the reasons why I didn't mention Musou nor Extreme Mode, because you're practically fighting the same stage with multiple characters, and that's why free mode exists. So in other words, this basically would be a good starter game to get you into Dynasty Warriors, and it will also help you to get to the hard difficulties. And that's why I like this game, because of that reason, and the good music too. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all next time on my next review. Peace out and take care.